Hey guys, and welcome to GT Live, the stream that was preemptively canceled last time. Not canceled, we shut down YouTube last time due to just the amazing bandwidth of everyone who wants to know the answers of FNAF, asking for answers about FNAF. We are back. It is finally rescheduled, and we are here today to do it. So thank you guys all for joining, spending your Friday afternoon with me and the rest of the FNAF Theorists who we've been lucky enough to have rejoin us for today. So let's bring those guys in, shall we? We have Ryan and Ryan from 8-Bit Gaming, who, I'm telling you, I kid you not, down to the absolute last minute, we were able to get both Ryans in. We have, same thing with you, Smike. Jeez, you guys, were so difficult. Last time, these guys were on board for, the hour ahead of time. This time, Smike's, I don't know, he's, lingering around in the background being like, meh, whatever, I have this live stream coming up. So in order, as I'm seeing them across the screen, we had Smike is also blurry Smike for whatever reason.
Gotta do his outro.
He's doing the Tobuscus, intro of blackness, then redness, then whiteness. So going in order, we have Razzbowski, we have Ryan and Ryan from 8-Bit Gaming, we have Dawko, and we have Smike. Guys, thank you for joining me once again. Hey.
Hey.
How are you guys? Good to have you back. Hopefully today we won't get preemptively shut down as we unearth the secrets of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and the new news about FNAF World, which will be a big topic on. It's almost as though Scott planned it this way, right? I don't know if people who follow me on Twitter know that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was announced in very, suspicious timing in relation to one of the FNAF videos I did. He seems to time his announcements very closely to what us FNAF theorists do. And this week I'm like, oh, here's the new big FNAF, live stream rescheduled. And lo and behold, FNAF World becomes a thing. But before we get into the discussion, just to kick things off, if you were tuning in last time, I had everyone go down the line and do their signature intros, because all us FNAF theorists have our own intros. And I got to fangirl out. It was pretty awesome. As a fan of all you guys, on screen right now. So this time, I think we're gonna mix it up, right? So instead of doing your own intro, do someone else's. Choose one of the guys that you are sitting alongside right now, and if you would do me the favor, can you do their intro for me? Let's start with you, Raz. Who are you gonna do? No pressure. No pressure is number one.
I'll try Smike, but his voice is very low. What's going on, guys? Smike here.
That was really good.
Not quite low enough, I don't think.
He does have that nice sultry baritone bass voice there. Ryan's who are you guys gonna tackle?
I can do Dawko. I'll do Dawko.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Oh, damn it. What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you are fantastic today.
Gotta do the hand wave, right? That's great. Ryan? Other Ryan?
Ooh, I think I'm going to tackle Matt,
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Okay. Hello and welcome to Game Theory.
Yeah. Oh, Skip.
Okay.
Skip is trying to make an appearance too. Get out of there. Cat Pat.
Right.
All right.
I'll try Matt Pat's too.
Oh man, everyone's trying me. Okay. Wow. I'm so flattered, guys.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh my
Go out.
I had no idea I sounded so nasally all the time. Stephanie is here in the corner being like, yeah, you do all the time. Hey.
I'm gonna return the favor to Raz and try his voice.
Oh yes, let's do it. This is gonna be great.
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's Razzbowski here. Sorry, at the end that was
You got the pace right.
Absolutely love it. That was brilliant.
I didn't know Razzbowski's voice had dropped 3 octaves today. Hey.
I can't high.
It was, and this is
Can't speak that loud.
and this is my performance of Smike doing Razzbowski, which is hey Razzbowski here, guys. I'm Razzbowski, not Smike at all. I'm talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, guys. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you all for humoring me in that fun little experiment. I now realize that I should like do some sort of nasal spray before I record my videos from now on. So just so you guys know, watching at home, first off, thank you again for joining us this Friday afternoon. Oh wait, a new challenger has approached. He's peeking in right now, playing the music box from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the Toreador March right here. Oh,
It's me.
it's
Scott Cawthon.
it's Scott Cawthon. Oh my God, it's Scott Cawthon himself. Here. Man, Scott, your Twitter picture looks so different than how you appear in real life.
I like to think of myself as like a little blue,
Yeah.
like a little blue guy.
I was even thinking of the clean-shaven man on the @Real Cawthon Twitter account.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time looking at that and wondering
Is that really him?
about my whole life. I just
You just sit there wondering. So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is Alex, who is my number one FNAF expert, my go-to guy as right this.
Yeah, that's
as we talk everything FNAF, as we're working on game theory episodes about FNAF, he's the one who bounces ideas back and forth with me. So thank you.
Yeah.
You weren't able to make it to the first FNAF stream, so.
I wish that I could have been there for that.
Well, thanks to the lackluster bandwidth of YouTube, we are here now, and so far nothing has crashed, so we're all good to go. I just forced everyone to do one another's intros.
Oh yeah.
Because that's fun. So you get to choose an intro. It could be mine. It could be any of the guys you see before you. Smike, Razzbowski,
Can I
Ryan.
do the one when you were in the closet, like?
Oh, the one where it was like that was like yeah, that was good. I like that. Good.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of like a Vogue.
Yeah, my little Vogue as an animatronic in the closet.
I thought you meant the Leave PewDiePie Alone one. That would be awesome.
Oh, leave PewDiePie alone. Leave him.
Shut up. I can't believe that was like 10 years ago or something.
That was in 2007. And fun fact, guys, and this is for you guys too. Apparently, Chris Crocker, who is the originator of the Leave the Britney Alone video, he deleted his YouTube account this week. I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe it was Thursday, which is 2 days after my video came out. So maybe my videos scarred him for life or something. I don't know, like.
He's just trying to get a real
But he
job
makes good
now that
music,
that's
too.
over.
He's like, no, someone still remembers this video I did so long ago. Someone wore my mascara better than I did. That's nothing to. So anyway, thank you for perfect timing. Thanks for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us on Friday. Thank you guys for joining us on Friday. And as always, we are going to be engaging with you in the comments. I have Steph behind. We have so many people on screen. Steph is behind camera right now.
I think we actually have to clarify that Alex is not Scott.
I'm not
Getting
Scott
a lot
Cawthon.
of that
This- oh.
I'm not Scott Cawthon.
This is Alex Faciane from the channel The Dex, also Super Beard Brothers.
Yeah, and I help with research on this channel.
Yeah, he is researcher extraordinaire and all-around FNAF expert and fan. Actually, some of my you might be familiar with his work if you watch the Hot Pepper Gaming channel.
Oh yeah. I review Five Nights on there, except for the last one, which was Nate.
Right. Yeah. He has reviewed 2 or 3 of the FNAF.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
While engaging in like California Reapers.
Yeah,
or,
I ate the hottest pepper in the world, the Carolina Reaper.
yeah.
And it was dry.
Wow.
It was sucky.
So all while reviewing FNAF.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good stuff there, and shameless promotion for Hot Pepper Gaming.
Check them out. They're cool guys.
So guys, I've been collecting your questions both from last stream and this one. I just tweeted out about, so we're getting back into that. As always, Stephanie's going to be in the comments, making sure that anything that you guys are saying, we're getting to respond to. But because the chat goes so quickly, just so you know, you can also engage with the show and increase the likelihood that we see what you're trying to say by using the hashtag GTLive and tweeting it. Ooh, excuse me, little gassy there. Sweet. Sorry. Why fart and waste it when you can burp and taste it? Right. That's classy.
This is what they tune in for.
Yeah, this is the quality entertainment that you guys have been waiting for with this stream. By using the hashtag GTLive and tweeting it at me, MattPatGT, at Alex Faciane, at
Faciane A.
Faciane A, or at any of the guys you see below you, which Jason, you are going to put into the description.
It's already there.
It is already in the Jason, well done, sir. Excellent. Let's right? There you go. So make sure you follow and tweet at all of these guys, right? So that being said, let's get to FNAF, right?
Yeah, let's jump in.
So this week, Scott confirmed for probably like the 5th time at this point that FNAF 4 is indeed the finale of the FNAF core franchise as we know it.
Main series games that aren't going to be a total failure.
What's going on back there? But anyway, so yes, so the end of the core games in the main FNAF series as we've all been theorizing about over the last year, right?
Right.
So that being said, guys, Alex, all of us, you guys had some questions, right? Last time we started to answer this during the stream, but it crashed ahead of time. So one of the popular theories that you submitted, this is from Christina, which is at actuallyxj9 on Twitter. Yo, Matt Pat, I left this comment, and I don't know if you saw it. It'd be awesome if you address it during the show. So maybe the purple guy is really the puppet kid's father. I mean, purple guy kills the 4 bullies because they're the ones responsible for the child's death, and he continues on his killing spree because he's angry at Fazbear's Pizza for the death of his son.
Oh, man.
All right, so if you remember back to the FNAF 4 episode, we conclude that the child featured in FNAF 4 is the puppet. He could also be Golden Freddy. There's some debate.
Ooh, this is like the main crux of everything we ever like went back and forth about was this one question. Like, it works really well both ways, and so it's hard to say which one is the one that was intended, or
Right.
if anything was intended.
Right. Well, everything is intended. I mean, as people have pointed out on Twitter, we have Stormclaw Gaming saying, didn't Scott say that there's no random Easter eggs? That's at Stormclaw Gaming who said that. So that being said, there's a lot of Easter eggs that still don't have a firm place in here, and the biggest one is the purple guy putting a suit in FNAF 4 onto an employee, a kid. It's unclear because of the Atari Mini game style graphics, right? So let's go to our panelists down below. Let's start with you, Raz. What do you think? What does that Easter egg mean? Do we think that the purple guy is related to the FNAF 4 kid? Let's put, this is it. This is the live stream to end all FNAF theories.
Nail in the coffin, knocking him down, setting him up, knocking him down.
Did you say nail in the coffin or nail in the coffin? Nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I do think he's related. Because why else would he be there? Like, he's there for 5 straight days. So he's got to be related, or somebody's got to be looking after him for him to go there that often. For him to hate the place, for one, and to continually return into the build-up to his unfortunate accident. Mm-hmm. He's got to be related to somebody. And the only time we see the purple man in the game is if you trigger the Easter egg that we're talking about, where he's putting the head onto a person when you're the child, and you go back to see it happen.
Yeah.
So I do think he's related to him, yeah, definitely.
So, and when you say he's there all 5 nights, you're referring to the child from FNAF 4, correct? Not necessarily, because we don't see the purple guy all 5 nights, but the child is there for mysterious reasons all 5 of those nights, correct?
Well, the nights that we do see it, I know.
Or days, actually.
Because sometimes he's in the house and he doesn't actually go to the pizzeria.
Right.
But every time that we're there, it is pretty much like a straight line, or at least it's referred to that he doesn't like going there.
Right. Yeah, it seems like the FNAF 4 child is at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, or Fredbear Family Diner, Fredbear Pizza, whatever this restaurant is. It seems to be there more than the usual amount would be for a normal, typical child.
Plus, he's getting abused by getting stuck in a back room, which is not something that you could do if you weren't an employee of the place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there's like purple stuff all over his house.
Right.
And like, I don't know like why the purple man is purple. I can't like speak to that.
Because purple is like the best
like
color.
Full on purple. Like I don't know. Like the kid has like a flesh colored face and then a body, but then the purple man.
He's a shadowy figure.
Okay,
It is a way to convey shadows. Just like Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie are also purple, right?
Right. But yeah, so he has purple stuff in his house. I think I don't think it's a stretch to say that the implication is that, like, like he's like either a big brother or a father to these people.
Okay, so we have Razzbowski saying yes, related. Ryan and Ryan, going to you guys. What do you guys think?
You can go first if you want, Ryan.
Okay. Yeah, I think an important thing to know, like, the true origins, or if there's a relationship, is probably Five Nights at Freddy's 3: The Mangle's Quest, because I think each of those mini-games, they try and derive some kind of meaning behind them, and specifically the window painter in a specific style, similar to the ones that we see in the Fun with Plush Trap mini-game. So it's almost like forming that connection of being in the house, but during this sequence, we only see, like, a green shirt, blue jeans guy, and that could be, like, the older brother, perhaps, in some kind of different timeline, but we know the child to be in the same house as like a toy withered mangle character. So it seems like there's definitely some kind of connection with the establishments for the mangle to actually be in the house in the first place, really. Why would they have this animatronic here, and then in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 it's like back in the establishment almost. It's strange. It almost seems too bizarre for it not to forge some kind of relationship between the two.
Okay, so some sort of... Would you go so far as to say Purple Guy is Kid's father?
You see, that's a tricky one. I think the biggest hint towards that possibly being the case is the colour of the outer of that house in the Mangle's Quest minigame is actually purple. So that could be some kind of signification towards creating a link.
Interesting. That's a cool detail.
I think one more thing as well I want to point out is the fact that if you actually glitch out of that minigame and you get out of the window, you're greeted to a red, black and white sort of screen, which is very similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 title screen. So it's a weird connection.
Interesting. Very cool. Other Ryan here? And anything to add?
See, I don't think the purple guy is the kid's father.
Okay.
The reason being is because one of the kids that stuffed this kid into Fredbear's mouth is his brother. So if you're speculating that basically the purple guy kills his 4 children, then you're speculating that he's killing his own child as well as his other kid being killed. So I don't think the best way of getting revenge is killing another kid to show, if you know what I mean. I think that maybe he's the phone guy. Like the phone guy is the kid's father, maybe.
Okay. And why would you say that?
Because like Razzbowski was saying, basically, why else would he be in an establishment he doesn't like? I mean, there's no other excuse for it other than like he's only there because his dad's working there. If you know what I mean.
Right.
So okay, so we have. Would you say 2 votes so far for Purple Guy? Well, Ryan,
I would say that the Mangle's Quest is kind of like... I think it's just a link to say that maybe the house we're seeing this take place in is the same as the FNAF 4 one with the colouring.
Okay.
So, but it still leaves a bit of mystery as to who this green shirt, blue jeans guy actually is. I mean, it could be the older brother, it could be someone else, but he's not purple. And, you know, we know the purple guy to be a human still, but he's distinctly purple and he's
actually definitely alien.
Random, like, obvious colour. So it might not be, but there still might be some kind of relationship there somehow.
Okay,
maybe.
So it seems like we have kind of 2 camps, and I think that this is fair. By cognitive completion theory, by the completion principle, it would seem like this child needs to be connected to either Purple Guy or to Phone Guy. Yeah. The other thing that hasn't been addressed yet, and kind of going along with Stormclaw Gaming's comment here about there being no random Easter eggs, one of the things that we haven't addressed yet, and maybe Dawko and Smike, you guys can, is the Easter egg from FNAF 4, where it is revealed that Phone Guy, the Night 1 phone call from FNAF 1, appears in FNAF 4. It's the hello, you know, welcome to Five Nights, you know, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. That is in the sound files. It's like reversed, it's all garbled, it's slowed down, but it is there. And that is an Easter egg that Scott has purposely included in FNAF 4.
But do we know where it is in the game?
In the game, I believe Dawko, you and Raz were the first video that I saw on it. So Dawko, talk a little bit about that Easter egg and what you think it could mean as far as the overall lore.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to go to, the radio. You can hear gibberish, you don't hear the full call, it's like about 3 seconds long, but someone went into the sound files and got the full recording of the complete phone call from FNAF 1, Night 1 phone guy, and it has to mean something. Like you said, Matt, he's put these Easter eggs in for a reason, and he said that they mean something, you know? They're not just there to confuse people, they mean something. So why would it be in the child's room? It has to be there. And we said this before last time, that there was a theory, Treacicle said that Purple Man was the dad, because of Scott's Easter egg pictures around the house. But who voices Phone Guy? It's Scott himself. And Scott has specifically put his pictures on the frames with the 2 children because he's got 2 children, and the game has 2 children as well. So it seems like it means something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
really, it's a good thing as well because everyone's always saying that the FNAF 1 calls are recorded, so that definitely backs it up.
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
That's interesting. So you have the connection of the pictures into the FNAF 4 house being of Scott himself. And is that confirmed? Like, there's a lot of, I don't know, you guys who follow the lore, I don't know if you follow it as closely as we all do, but like, one of the things that's been so hard about this franchise is that there's a lot of misinformation out there about what is and isn't factual. You know, there's tons of FNAF 4 like fake trailers that came out months before the actual game was released. There are tons of people who are saying these X, Y, and Z are confirmed, or, you know, Scott fake accounts on Twitter.
We assume something in a video and we mention it in passing and somebody takes it as like rote.
Right, hardcore fact. So that being said, you guys, do you know for sure that, like, are we confirmed that those pictures in the house at FNAF 4 is indeed Scott, or are they just random pictures?
There's no confirmation, but I think, I mean, I've looked at these images carefully. We made quite an in-depth video analysing this. I've kind of took them out of the image sequence that they're placed within, warped the perspective so it's back and it almost looks flat. And it seems to resemble very closely. It seems very strange that Scott would include one with his 2 sons, or what was speculated to be his 2 sons, and then there's another one with his wife. And with some pictures that came out as well, I think they went around Reddit for a while, it shows very similar people. Like, they all seem to have the same hair colour.
Yeah.
They all look very similar, but it's still difficult because obviously it's such a small thing.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
If Scott's watching, well, come on, Scott.
You can, you know, it's because initially when it all came out, everybody thought, oh, that's a cool little Easter egg. Scott's putting his family on the wall, just something for like a keepsake for, you know how developers like to put in little things.
Yeah, little Easter eggs. Yeah.
Nod to them saying thanks for the support or whatever. But if Scott is trying to give us a deeper hint here, like he likes to do, then maybe it is him. But there's no definitive proof that it is him and his fam.
Okay, so what we're saying is, you know, Purple Guy, it could be Purple Guy because, and this is a theory that we briefly talked about last time before the stream cut off, was the thought that maybe the Purple Guy is the engineer or the mechanic around the suits, right? So the theory here would go, you know, Purple Guy is the mechanic, so obviously he knows how these suits operate. You know, the yellow, by extension then you can assume the yellow suits fail. Right. At which point then, you know, maybe he loses his job and then has to rejoin as a security guard, which is why you see him. But
he gets demoted. Like,
whatever it happens to be. You know, his son dies, whatever. He has a tragic incident here, but he still knows how these suits operate. You see in FNAF 2 him holding the mysterious item that we've gone on back and forth about whether it's, you know, a gun, a phone, a crank, you know, whatever it is. But, you know, it seems at this point it might be a crank to, like, crank the actual suits themselves. So you have kind of that camp of Purple Guy as technician, and this is his son. Or now you have these Easter eggs around the FNAF 1 phone call appearing in the kids' room in FNAF 4. You have Scott's pictures being there, and Scott himself voicing Phone Guy. So there does seem to be a decent amount of evidence in both those camps. Smike, where do you weigh in on this?
All right, so I think what you guys are saying makes a lot of sense. You know, the phone guy, his voice being in the game, and Scott's pictures being there. So I think it maybe does present a case for phone guy, possibly. But I don't think about Purple Guy. I think Purple Guy, you know, the only place we see him is in the restaurant. I don't think there's anything that really convinced me that he has any familial ties to the child. And we don't see him murder anybody until the FNAF 2 area, I believe. Or maybe that was just a flashback to another area. So I think that Phone Guy does not have a link, in my opinion, to the child.
Wait, so you're saying neither have a link? Going out and being like, it's some random kid.
Maybe Phone Guy, but not Purple Guy. Because Purple Guy, I don't know. I mean, I think he was maybe put there for another reason than to be the father. I think he has another role, like the killer. It just seems a little bit far to say the killer is the father.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. So,
The thing that you also got to remember is, right, like, the specifics don't necessarily matter, right? Like, if you're trying to put together, like, which I always try to do when I make these videos, like my first pass of the script is I try to establish a timeline, and as long as you get the piece of information that you need to, like, make your investigation go to the next step, that's all that you need, right? So maybe, you know what, maybe he's not the kid's father, right? That's not necessarily, like, something that has to be set in stone. What you need, if you're going to go along with that theory, if you're going to go along with the theory that, like, Purple Guy has something to do with the creation of the puppet, and he does it by creating the puppet out of this dead boy, is that he has a relationship to this boy in some way that we don't need to know the motivation, we don't need to know anything about the nature of their relationship, except that he was close enough to this boy to put him into a puppet suit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's tough to kind of, like, say what makes what true, and you got to just kind of look and see what little pieces are going to work for you the best. So if something doesn't make sense to you, like, and you're trying to, like, put together your notes, sometimes just take a step back and realize, like, do we have what's necessary to move on? And try not to overthink it, because that's where you're going to get confused.
true, but as far as what's necessary to move on, like, at this point we should come to some conclusion that we are happy with about how all these characters and things fit together. The other thing that I want to throw out there that no one has brought up yet is the fact that that Phone Guy also says that Foxy was his favorite. You know, Foxy was always my favorite. Scott has very purposely included the fact that the brother is the brother, you know, the dead child, child who dies in FNAF 4, that child has a brother who wears a Foxy mask, right? So is that another point in favor of Phone Guy being the child's father, right? So we've gone down the line of, is the kid we see in FNAF 4, you know, who is his father? Phone Guy or Purple Guy?
Right.
Let's do this. Let's put this to a vote here, and then I'm going to put it to a vote to you guys online, on Twitter, and in the comments. Hashtag GT Live. Let's start with you. I started with Raz first. Let's start with you, Smike. You have to choose one side or the other. Purple Guy, Phone Guy.
One, you know, if I was falling down and there was a line in the sand.
Your head is in Golden Fredbear's mouth right now, and if you don't decide, it will chomp you down, and you will possess an animatronic for the rest of your life. Who's it gonna be?
Let me flip a coin now. So it would be, I'd say Phone Guy.
Okay, point for Phone. Here, I'll tally the points for Phone Guy.
Yeah, okay.
Phone Guy. Dawko, your turn, sir.
Why can't we bring a twist and say both?
Both.
What do you mean? Oh, so you're
Phone Guy is
Phone Guy is for. Are you adhering to my theory now?
I just want to do a point. I want to see what you guys think.
Okay.
In the FNAF 3 recordings, Phone Guy talks about the suits.
Yes.
Matt Pat said that everybody thinks Purple Guy now is a technician, right? Mm-hmm. So if Phone Guy knows so much about the spring lock suits all the time, constantly tells the employees what to do, why do we see Purple Man know what he's doing? He puts it on some employee, he's instructing him what to do. You know, I just want to see what you guys think about that before we...
Oh man, putting the Phone Guy as Purple Guy theory to the test. This is probably the most controversial thing that we said in our slate of FNAF videos.
The first video is very controversial.
Yeah, no, the first one was all about Chuck E. Cheese and about how this was all a parable of this Chuck E. Cheese incident that happened in Colorado, which, you know, I think that...
Well, but also your conclusion is pretty crazy. Like it's a pretty, like, bold conclusion.
Hey, game theory. We like it bold. Yeah. So okay, let's put it to the. So, Dawko, way to throw off our vote here. Well, but that does give us a little bit of time. Okay, so while we discuss phone guy equaling purple guy? Let's put it to you guys on Twitter and in the comment section right now. Cast your vote, and I'll have Stephanie looking through the social media feeds. Let me know, what do you think? Is the FNAF 4 kid the son of purple guy, phone guy, or, to Dawko's point, both? Maybe. You know, do you believe that they're one and the same? So once we get through this discussion, we'll have your votes and see where you guys decide. But let's put it to the panel. What do you guys think? Phone guy equaling purple guy. What?
So let me jump in.
Okay.
Let me just jump in real quick.
Okay, Alex wants to start it off.
This is exactly what I was saying about, like, when you look too far into it, you can make anything happen, right? So here's is phone guy purple guy based on the fact that they're both knowledgeable about the animatronics. I can make up a whole story for you that makes sense about why that's not the case.
Yeah.
The phone guy is a guy who reads stuff that is like on a training sheet from a company. And of course the information on how to operate the suits and company policy is going to be on this thing. And he doesn't sound like he's like making it up off the top of his head. He sounds like he's like very tired, waiting to get off work, and he's reading some kind of like BS paperwork that he has to do for his job. And so in that imaginary world that I just made up based on a cue that I'm listening to in his voice, no, I don't think that he has to be the same person to have that knowledge.
Now, do you think, and real quick, because this is something that you and I have talked about a lot when it comes to these games and our theories about them, is back when there were only FNAF 1 and FNAF 2, do you think that purple guy was the phone guy?
No.
No. From the get-go.
I want to tell you, you read my script.
I did. I read your script and I changed it very heavily, actually.
Just real quick, I'm going to tell you what my original theory was, which
behind the scenes of game theory.
Which I don't know if I still stand by it.
Okay.
It's for me a less problematic theory that's less based on in-game clues and more just a logical theory, which is my original idea for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was that the killer in that game is the phone guy, right?
No, you didn't say it was the phone guy. I made up I was the one who drew out the phone guy, I believe.
What I said was that the killer were two people that were No, I did say it was.
Was it you? I forget.
Yeah, I said the phone guy is a copycat killer of the killer from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, you came up with the copycat theory, which again is another one that we're gonna go through here, which is thrown out by JM on Twitter. This is at 469_832. Really catchy Twitter handle. Sorry, I mean 469_832. JM says, "Is there a chance that there could be two killers?" And before you talk too much about it, this actually points to something that a lot of the guys on the panel here have talked about. Never a theory that I myself have ascribed to, but you have purple guy and maybe pink guy.
Yes.
You also have the added evidence / challenge of what is it? Of the they say that I believe it's in the FNAF 1 text, the FNAF 1 newspapers. They say that someone lured kids to the back. He was caught on tape and he was apprehended immediately, like the next morning, right? So that was always kind of a tricky wrinkle in all of this too, was if authorities saw the killer on camera or saw, the kidnapper on camera and then apprehended him, how is he still at large?
This is a detail that I think that even Scott has moved past.
Okay, so Alex, what do you think about this? We'll throw it out to you guys down below real quick.
Originally, I believe that is explained by the fact that the first killing, if we're gonna use all the information that we have now and we're going with a two killer theory, I will say that the answer to this is that the purple guy was a technician at that location that we see in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. The first killing is a revenge killing. The first killing is a revenge killing for his son. That happens. He gets arrested and eventually he gets out of jail because he can't be... They mention actually specifically that they can't prove that he killed anybody because they can't find the kids.
Yes.
Don't know where the kids are. So eventually he gets released and what we see in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and so on and so forth is sort of like a... him coming back and trying to make right, do something with the ghost. Try and handle the ghost, and he gets totally roasted for that move.
Okay.
And I think that in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, what we're seeing is the phone guy who is getting, he's sort of allured by this this killer. I think he sort of, by working at the company for so long, living through the Golden Bonnie, Golden Freddy that created Shadow Bonnie and Freddy incident. Which
is a whole.
I'm not.
Let's
just give this to me for the.
We're getting too deep. Like we're getting deep into this. Let's do big stuff.
Yeah, like for the sake of whatever, he's been around. He's like into this, and now he has like a psychological thing. He now is starting to kill people that first week. He covers for himself. He frames whatever the name is of the guard that you play as in 2.
Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Jeremy Fitzgerald, and then the next day he sets him up and gets him silenced by getting him lobotomized by Foxy in the actual bite of 87.
See, but this is part of the reason why, like, it's such a complicated theory.
You're like, keep it light, but like that's the bare bones. That's
is that the bare bones? Okay. So
that's the 2 killers.
To me, you're on the internet.
Okay, we have internet.
We have internet. We're back.
No. Oh, there we go.
Here,
Okay,
I'm calling people back. Here we go. We're back.
Hold on. Wait.
Hello.
We don't have
Have you, Matt, have you seen Scott Games' website? He's definitely timed this one.
Maybe?
He's just updated it.
Timed it, yeah.
Okay, you're back.
Okay, we are back. Miraculously here. We have to accept this call over here.
Scott.
We are getting everyone back. This, I don't know what it is about this. Like seriously,
It's haunted.
it is.
Scott is definitely here.
Scott with his mind powers.
Scott just posted a new teaser.
I actually.
Ironically showing the newest
We're
secret
bringing
animatronic
them back
a bit more
on
detail.
the screen because we had to.
Sure. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for staying with us through that little hiccup.
We bounced back.
Here, I need to. Okay, apparently
His website updated during the break.
I'm starting to believe that this whole like Scott being able to hold up. We're getting
You
feed-
might be getting DDoSed through Skype by some jerk.
one second.
video feed was in our
Don't switch onto my computer. I'm gonna try calling everyone via.
Hey guys, what's up? We're dealing with a little technical hiccup, and we're going to be continuing to try and make do with it, so stick around. We're not going to stop the discussion just yet, so hang tight.
We're calling back everyone right now, so hopefully we'll be able to get them back online. Yeah, at this point, I can only assume that this stream is either Scott himself controlling things with his mind and shutting us down because we're coming to conclusions about maybe there were 2 killers and you were right and you stumbled across it.
Yo.
Or,
That's right.
or some people on the internet are being trolls and attacking the stream.
Yeah.
It cannot be a coincidence that both of the FNAF live streams have been, gotten the hammer put down upon them because of this. So hopefully I'm able to get the other guys back on the horn here in a second.
We're fighting back.
We're fighting through this time. Okay, we got one. Don't let's not cut to everyone yet until we have everyone. Hey, Smike. In the meantime, here, one sec. We're waiting for everyone else to dial in. Let me. So Alex, entertain the good people at home while I write to everyone.
Let's talk about.
No, let's talk about
in the comments?
who is. First off, if you were to say who is your spirit animal, or let's say who is your spirit animatronic.
I think for whatever reason, I don't even know like why I feel this way. Maybe because he's often the most broken down and awful looking one. I gotta go with Bonnie. I think Bonnie, in terms of like just the vibe that Bonnie puts out, and the fact that its face gets pulled off at one point, and the fact that it kind of just has this sort of like thoughtful look to its face. I think Bonnie is my.
Which version of Bonnie though? Like, are you a specific version?
I think I like the like FNAF 1 Bonnie or the like old. That's another whole thing. But I think I like the one that is in FNAF 1 that also resembles the one that may not be the same one that gets his face ripped off in FNAF 2.
Okay.
Those are ticky-tacky things. I'm not... It's hard for me to say that those are the same.
I agree. I like Bonnie too.
Okay.
He's also like the main front line for all the games. He's always the first one to appear, I believe.
It's like the Green Ranger.
Yeah, it's like the Green Ranger. You guys aren't on camera yet. I don't want to put you on camera until, you know, we're sure that we have everyone back. But you guys are audible right now. So, so we have Smike and Dawko. We're working on getting Raz, Ryan, and Ryan back right now. So thank you all for your patience as we try to combat both Scott trying to keep the secrets of the franchise secret, as we combat internet trolls trying to be jerks about the FNAF franchise and about popular live streams.
Right.
This time we are I mean, we tried fighting back last time, and it just we're like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. This time we are, we're taking a stand. We are unearthing the secrets.
5 nights in DDoS. On the chat.
5 nights in DDoS. Okay, so we have almost everyone back. We're waiting for other Ryan. So hopefully we'll be able to get him in here. But guys, we are, but we're moving away from 2 killers for now. Right now, we're going to something a little bit lighter during this little technical hiccup. So a little enough killer talk for the time being. We'll get back to that. Right now, we're talking about who is your animatronic spirit animal.
Ooh.
So we have Alex here, who is Bonnie.
Bonnie all the way.
OG Bonnie.
OG Bonnie all the way.
OG Bonnie. Oh the way. So Dawko, what would you say? Spirit animatronic, sir.
The puppet. It has to be the puppet. My favourite character in the whole of FNAF is the puppet. For the charity stream a few months back, I dressed as the puppet. I just love him to pieces.
Wait, you dressed like the puppet?
Yeah, I did like a little cosplay of the puppet for the charity stream.
What did you wear?
Yeah, like
face?
He actually wore like a corset that like squeezed him down into like nothing. You're like,
I'm a pretty skinny guy.
Hey, no offense. I don't want you to go like anorexic on me or anything. Like you are perfect. You look great, my friend. But like the puppet is literally like a cloth doll. So.
Yeah.
Do you have any picture? Like, can you tweet out a picture or something like that? I'm sure inquisitive minds want to know.
Oh yeah, we gotta see it.
All right, we got some people back here. That's exciting. Hopefully, Google Hangouts will cycle through everyone.
Right.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. This is great.
Nice
all right, so it seems like we have everyone back. 3rd time's a charm.
Gotcha.
4th, 5th time's a charm. Who knows anymore? Okay, so we have Dawko as the puppet. We have Alex and Smike. You also said that you are a Bonnie.
I am a body. What? Yeah.
You're a body. Yes. Are you a Bonnie as well, or?
I am confused right now. Wait, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Yeah.
Bonnie, you're like
yeah. No, I do like Bonnie, but I'm thinking here. I mean, I really like the mangle.
Ooh.
I mean, that style.
Left field choice.
The Mangle's a real princess, so yeah. Go with the Mangle.
That's Smike.
Just like you, Smike. Just like you.
You should treat yourself like a princess. I think that's
Just like me inside.
Yeah.
Okay. So now everyone watching the live stream, if you would be so kind, I would appreciate one of you going out and grabbing a picture of Smike and putting a little like tiara on his head, maybe, so that little sparkles in the background or something. That'd be great. How about the rest of you guys? Raz, spirit animatronic.
Spirit animatronic. I'm gonna go Toy Chica. Just for my thighs, my love of pink.
I was gonna say for your pink hot pants or something, right? Nice
Right now.
nice tight butt.
Pink underwear right now.
Oh, you just want a bunch of creepy like fan art about you. Don't lie. We all know it.
There's too much creepy fan art already.
So Raz in his pink hot pants. What about Ryan and Ryan? You guys, any soul connection with any of these animatronics?
I don't know really. I've always liked Foxy. Foxy's always been one of those cool characters. I think.
Right? I was expecting more Foxy appearances.
That's not. I'm not saying he's a good guy. None of that. No.
Ryan's the
The design for Foxy. The whole design is pretty nice. But I don't know. I think some of the Nightmare guys are really awesome. It's hard to decide. Quite a lot of the cast are really quite memorable. So, but I think maybe the same as Dawko the puppet, or probably Foxy. One of the two.
Okay, puppet or Foxy. Other Ryan, can we hear you yet or no? I know you're having a little bit.
Can you hear me?
You're good. You're a bit live, so if you can like.
Microphone in settings.
Yeah, turn down your mic feed a little bit. You'll be good.
Okay, in a sec.
Oh, that was a good level right there. Maybe you just need to whisper into the microphone the whole time. Like, I would totally pick Toy Bonnie because
of my thighs.
Because of my Razzbowski. Let's see these thighs of yours that I've heard so. Come on, stand up. Let's see some of these sexy thighs of yours. Are we gonna get to see?
Raz.
Come on.
Talking about?
Yeah, I want to see your thighs. The internet needs to know.
Is it a competition?
Oh man. Those are very
Look there.
Chico-rific thighs.
Are you wearing a Heather Gray onesie?
Heather Gray, huh? Yeah.
The dapple Heather Gray.
All right, so let's see. Me, I think my spirit animatronic, I would have to say, I too would be I love the puppet. I too would be the puppet. The puppet master. I like the idea of being the puppet master.
It's like a complex.
It is totally a complex. Or I'd say, if not the puppet, I would go with Nightmare. Just creepy, transparent, Nightmare, super mysterious.
Made of mouths.
What?
Practically made of mouths.
Made of mouths and a brain inside of his head, and just kind of the see-through brain it appears to be. Okay, so now that we have everyone back, let's finish up the discussion real quick about the two killers, phone guy equaling purple guy, all that stuff, and then we'll come to the conclusion of what you guys said. Purple guy or phone guy as the father of the FNAF 4 kid, and then we'll move on to FNAF World. So we're putting definitive answers on the books, talking about FNAF World. Also, we'll talk about the new update that Scott did.
We're back again.
This is yeah. We don't know if you're seeing this.
Hopefully someone's looking at us.
Hopefully you're seeing this. You guys are there's still 20,000 of you watching right now, so you guys are champs. You are the true American heroes.
That's true. Or international heroes even.
Or except for Germany. I'm sorry, Germany.
Yeah, you guys,
I'm sorry, you guys.
Can't be helped.
But we're working on the Germany thing too. Okay, so. I'm trying to call everyone back.
I know.
I am so, we're trying really, I honestly, at this point, it has to be malicious intent, friends.
It has to be.
It's the FNAF haters, as you say.
Yeah, that's right.
So there you go. But we are still here, you are still here, talking about FNAF.
That's us.
Right? That's us.
Yeah.
So
we just want to move on?
Yeah, let's talk about FNAF. I'm going to call up everyone, let's talk about FNAF World. Let's do it. You know, let's do that.
Let me walk everybody through this two killer theory one more time, and then we'll.
What are you walking everyone through the two killer? You're just committed to this two killer.
I'm not committed to it. I want to be clear that there's other ways of thinking about this besides the ones that everybody discusses. You know what I mean? The only reason that we're talking about is the kid gonna be Golden Freddy? Is the kid gonna be the puppet? Is the purple man his father? Is the phone guy his father? Is because those are just things that we all made up. You know what I mean? We all none of that. There's no plot actually revealed in the game with regard to any of those things.
Sorry.
Smike's camera is just falling all over the place right now.
No, it's my phone.
Oh no! Now we're getting. Oh, now you're appearing twice in here. Here, I'm gonna mute you on one. There you go. I just muted myself. Never mind.
This is like,
I need to unmute
let me
you.
just close this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Close you, sir.
Looks like
There we go.
looks like Scott's been making some comments about the stream crash.
Yeah, Scott's making comments too. What's Scott saying? According to Twitter, who do we got on Twitter?
Wahaha.
According to Dawko.
Oh, according to Dawko.
Dawko just tweeted out 2 minutes ago that Scott tweeted out commented on Steam 11 minutes ago.
Yeah.
They were getting too close to the truth.
Oh, we were getting too close to the truth, according to Scott. Scott, we're still fighting, man. We're fighting back today.
I'm a hungry boy sitting at the bottom of a meat chute, Scott.
What?
I'm waiting for the scraps. Anything you'll throw to me. I need to. I want to know. If you want to just meet up somewhere, Scott, and I'll get you lunch, and you just want to talk to me, and I'll sign the no. Cavernous home.
Okay, hey, we are back slightly. First off, thank you to all the other FNAF theorists. Clearly, there are issues going on that are out of our control, we're in the process of trying to, eliminate as many variables as possible, figure out what is the problem here. Is it actual, attacks on the stream? Is it bandwidth issues? Are we getting so much activity that for some reason our internet provider is throttling the system?
YouTube, it could be the internet
Is
provider,
YouTube throttling the system? We're figuring.
A hacker. It could be a lot of things.
So unfortunately, to eliminate one of the variables, we're not bringing in the other guys. So thank you, Raz, Ryan, Dawko, and Smike. You guys are awesome. Hopefully, once we know what the full problem is here, we can do this again. In time for FNAF World, to make sure that you guys get your time in the sun, that we do put some definitive answers on the books here.
It was nice to finally talk to you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to join that one. So that being said, it's going to be the two of us until the stream crashes again. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we want to come back and at least try to finish this out as best as we can with just the two of us.
Get a little bit more info out there.
Get a little bit more info out there. I know that you guys are really curious about what we think of the future of the FNAF franchise. That being said, if it goes down again, we'll come up one final time. Once we get internet back, hopefully we do.
Right.
Once that goes down again, we'll come back up and just let you know, hey, stream is over. We are going to reschedule for X date. Because seriously, we want to make this happen. And we're trying to figure out what exactly is the problem here. So, that being said, definitive. So we went to Twitter. We went to the comments. Steph, what was the verdict as far as Purple Guy versus Phone Guy? Just to put a wrapper on that one.
As far as you could see.
Purple guy took it.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. Like probably 2 to 1 for every 2 comments where it was purple guy. There was 1 for phone guy, but a lot of the ones for phone guy were like, but it could also be purple guy.
That's
Yeah.
my chat.
Okay, so there you go. On the books, purple guy is the FNAF 4 child's father, or related at least in some way.
That being said, the majority of the chat also thinks that our cat is the killer. So take that with a grain of salt.
With a grain of Cat Pat on the books. Cat Pat is the killer in FNAF series. In the FNAF series, can we have a Cat Pat animatronic? Which actually brings us to FNAF World.
Okay, perfect.
Which is a weird segue, I know, but if you actually look at Scott's website, which updated while we've been doing this stream.
With even more animatronics.
With so many animatronics. Jason, I don't know if you can do this. I know that we're trying to eliminate variables here, but do you think you can cut over to Scott's website real quick?
I got it, Jason.
Oh, Steph's got it. So can we cut over to Steph's computer? Hopefully that doesn't throw the stream into chaos.
So if you haven't heard of this before, FNAF World was announced I think 2 days ago via Steam.
FNAF World was announced the same day my PewDiePie video came out, which also talked about this live stream. So Scott, I think he might be a fan of the channel.
I hope he is. I kneel before him. So FNAF World was announced on Steam. He was kind of talking about how he wanted to have a demo of it ready for Halloween, but that might not be the case because obviously the big thing about it is that it's not a continuation of the horror game series. It is now a RPG.
Yeah, and when I first heard FNAF World, my mind immediately jumped to MMORPG, World of War FNAF, which I think would be incredible. Like, I think that incredible just in theory, and all the fan art of World of War FNAF, I think would be awesome to see.
So I just want to bring something up about this.
Real quick. Before I don't want to interrupt you, but the reason, going back to my train of thought of how I transitioned from my cat Pat, to FNAF World, is on Scott's website. Jason is still working on pulling that up right now. I don't know, he's telling me, we'll see if he can.
We'll get there.
He can do it, but anyway, you'll see.
Where you make a party, right?
Yes, correct.
And like you do in every RPG. But the thing that it does not make clear, which I thought would be hilarious, is if by party he meant like
birthday party,
like a pizza party, like if it's I don't know if you've ever played that lumber game that he did.
Oh, yeah. Chipper and Sons Lumber Company, which was the game that inspired Five Nights at Freddy's.
Allegedly because of Jim Sterling.
Well, allegedly because it's Jim Sterling's review saying that the characters in the game looked, they were animated like animatronics, scary animatronics, and thus Scott got the idea of scary animatronics. Yeah. Also in Chipper and Sons Lumber Company, fun fact, you can actually see, Scott has said that, you mean in terms of the lore of the pizza?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna learn what the story of Five Nights, not Five Nights at Freddy's, but Freddy Faz, the TV show? Are we gonna
Fredbear and Friends?
Yeah.
Are we entering the world of the TV show Fredbear and Friends?
Is it gonna be that kind of thing, or is it gonna be more something like Final Fantasy, All the Bravest, or something like that, where it's a game that's not really the way they do it in Square Enix games is they're it's a magical world called Mobile Appia, and it's like a girl, and it's like a new girl. She meets all the characters from all the games. I wonder if it's gonna be a loose story like that, or we're gonna actually get some more depth out of it. Does the purple guy enter into it? Is it are we gonna see? Is it gonna be a game that's a game about I don't know, the memories of the puppets seem to be almost video game like where I want to think about where this game is going to be set in terms of
Well, that's what we're talking about, right? What in your mind is the ideal FNAF world? Because for me, one of the things that I'm most interested in is up to this point, we've played as security guards, the entire, or children who are somewhat connected to these pizzerias, these franchises, right? Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden we're in charge of a party of animatronics, of, pick your poison, right?
Which are ostensibly the souls of dead children.
Correct.
Inside of walking robot animals.
So what I'm very interested to see is, what are the enemies going to be like?
This is what I was thinking about earlier, and I was like, the thing that, like, if it's not gonna, like, be, like, about, like, who killed the kids, like, a thing that I'd love to learn about is, like, the rules and, like, the lore of, like, ghosts.
So this is like the afterlife of sorts?
Well, yeah, like, I just want to look, like, obviously there's something paranormal going on in the games.
Yes.
Obviously.
What?
Like,
What?
Look, we tried for that not to be the case for a long time. And you know, you gotta just bite the bullet on ghosts after a while. And I think I'd like to know more about, like, how do you get attached to an animatronic?
Yeah.
Like, is the kid's soul inside of the animatronic gonna have a bearing on, like, your stats? Like, if this kid was, like, a bully, does that make him into, like, a warrior type? Or, like, if the kid's a nerd, does that make him, like, a mage?
That is pretty interesting. The different character types as they relate to the FNAF characters, right? So the puppet clearly is a mage, right?
Yeah.
Must be.
My thought is that it's gonna be, like, a light sort of, like, gamey game featuring the characters that has nothing to do with anything. That's what my perception of it is. But if I had a choice, I would love to learn more about, like, why they're ghosts and, like, what causes them to, like, tie to a robot and, like,
maybe FNAF World is actually going to be like Pokemon and it's gotta catch them all, the electronics,
or like Chrono
animatronics,
Cross.
and then it does seem to have as many characters as Chrono Cross actually. But the reason I say Pokemon is because not just the number of characters and kind of like the cute animals, but also because the one attack from an RPG perspective that I can see the animatronics doing is bite.
Yeah.
Like, bite. Yeah. Golden Freddy used bite. It was super effective.
Yeah.
Frontal lobe is gone.
Yeah.
No, but I do wonder who are the monsters, who are the enemies in this game. Setting it in this, like, afterlife would seem to make sense.
Or like a world where, like, a Cars type world.
Yeah, where now all of a sudden
humans don't exist and like the animatronics are just
right. It does feel like you in FNAF World, you're gonna have to break away from the realism that this, outside of the paranormal, which, the ghost and possessing of robots has been a key element of the series. One of the things that has, been a staple of this is, it takes place in the real world, whether these are hallucinations or not. Like, these are real animatronics, these are real pizzerias, they are burning down, there are newspaper articles about them.
It's grounded in, like, reality where, like, people get killed and, like, the life goes on.
Correct, but now the setting of this new game has to take place apart from the real world, because otherwise you're going around killing small kids or, like, clones of purple men, right?
This is the thing that makes me worried, and it leaves it that this game kind of, like, just from the art and stuff, and just, like, the way that it was talked about, is that it kind of leaves this little, like, taste in my mouth. Let's call it low the deviant art. You know what I mean? Like, let's say...
Yeah, the air, the essence of deviant art.
It has this sort of, like, fan fiction-y kind of vibe to it. And I know
which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No,
like, I love
large,
DeviantArt.
There's a large section of the fan base that's, like, very much into, like,
which is awesome.
The character, especially the younger kids, mostly I think, are very much into, like, what type of dude is Freddy?
You're saying some controversial stuff, man. I don't know. I think that
I feel like the reason that this game appeals to, like, somebody who's, like, 8 years old is because, in addition to it being, like, a scary thing, is that you can, like, get into it the same way you get into, like, the Ninja Turtles or something, where there's, like, this is my animatronic, like, I like this one, like, and I think that for people who are enjoying the game that way, it's just absolutely not how I enjoy the game, but like for those people, I think this could be, like, the game for you.
I don't know, but if you are, see, I'm going to challenge you on this, because I personally like DeviantArt a lot. I like fan fiction stuff a lot.
It's not normally, like, you don't normally get an Assassin's Creed game that's like, what if, like, this assassin and this assassin, like, went on an adventure in a magic land? You know what I mean?
No, but you do, if you are an artistically minded person, so now we're just talking about the essence of DeviantArt. If you're an artistically minded person, you experience or celebrate that fandom of that franchise in whatever way you see fit, right? Like, so
I'm not trying to judge somebody for getting excited about FNAF World. I'm just saying, like, for me as somebody who's, like, relationship with this game is, like, playing through the game once and then, like, spending
hours, like,
50 hours, like, connecting the dots,
like,
of, like,
letting the lore just, like, soak into you.
Like, it would be disappointing to me if I got nothing out of this game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get that. So you're hoping that it has some deeper lore.
When it continues, that there's still something for somebody like me to do.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Please continue to put as much thought into the lore as you do into the game mechanics.
Exactly.
And the other thing that I would say about that, though, is I don't know if you guys watching, or Alex, you yourself, have played any of Scott's other games.
I tried, but I'm a Mac guy,
so that makes it tough.
Yeah, I have to like try and like wine bottle them, and it's a mess.
So Desolate Hope, which was one of his prior games.
Very cool looking game.
Yeah, it's very like futuristic techno style. You play as like the little toaster that could kind of character, but that was an RPG. So it's interesting to see Scott going from, this genre that he has almost like revitalized or kind of like started up on Steam, where like the jumps, I mean, Amnesia and stuff and Slender and stuff was always there, but like again, FNAF is the lead, and it's on my to-do list. But I've watched a little bit of it, but
Well, the point is that it's episodic.
Yes, correct.
And I don't know. I wrote about this a little bit in a piece of Five Nights at Freddy's game theory-ness that has not come out yet. About how the way that he released these games by numbering them and like putting them out so close together, it kind of like changed like the way that people think about games in at least indie games. And so I'm interested to see like if this is an RPG. I'm assuming that it has. I mean, I don't know. You could do a short RPG, 15 hours, but I'm assuming that because it's an RPG, that it's going to be a rather in-depth experience. And so I'm interested to see, like, aside from the story and aside from like how it's going to play, which Desolate Hope is kind of like a turn-based.
Correct. Yeah, it is a turn-based RPG. Yes, with action platforming elements.
That's true.
Strangely enough, basically it's almost similar to. I'm trying to think of what an equivalent would be. I mean, maybe the closest you can get to is Super Mario RPG, which had some level of platforming and things like that.
Like Super Paper Mario, if you.
Yeah, that's true. So there is kind of this interesting mixing of genres. I wonder if we'll start to see some of that. Steph, you're making some sort of hand gestures or indications.
You should go to the chat. There's some amazing stuff going on because Scott has updated the website multiple times during this stream.
More? Really?
Like small changes.
Really?
To the colors and stuff.
To the colors and everything? So he is, as we stream right now, he is slowly like evolving. Here we go. We start seeing Nightmare's eyes glowing.
Balloon Boy moves around.
Wait, hold up, go back. Amanda Lovelace at Lucky Cat Angel is Lucky Cat Angel, nice, I like that. Is going WTF, the website change. Damn it, Balloon Boy.
Balloon Boy switched places. We lost this animatronic here in the top left. Look.
We have Withered Mangle making an appearance.
Withered Mangle, look.
We have, this is insane. And he's also said, instead of thank you, it now says FNAF World, which was something I just noticed now. We have Nightmare's eyes.
The color of FNAF World changed.
Yeah, the color of FNAF World is changing. Balloon Boy is tweaking out all over the place. Scott! This is crazy. This is the beauty of live programming. Also the danger of live programming with, the stream crashing over and over again. But thank you. Showing up Amanda Lovelace at Lucky Cat Angel.
Yeah.
Here you go. There's the change. So Jason, if you'll switch between the two.
Okay, so take a look. Look at Balloon Boy or Balloon Girl, maybe.
No, Balloon Boy, and I think Balloon Girl also moves.
And up top left, where that messed up like withered mangle is. There's some stuff going on.
All sorts of stuff going on right now. Withered mangles jumping out from the background. Like literally, we are getting just a whole slew of Chrono Crossian levels of characters.
My question is is this something that he's just gonna do? Like, are we gonna see him move those things around like all the time, and then like watch like waves fly across Reddit every time?
Maybe as long as it prompts people to talk about it,
He's doing a mess with us specifically right now, because oftentimes I feel like what we come up with colors what he comes up with.
I would agree. So it's interesting, right? It's also hard to tell, Scott. Now, since we know you're listening, it's also really hard to tell what is and isn't an Easter egg or clue, right? So as I believe it was Skyhawk Gaming, we were citing earlier from Twitter, says, and how, as you yourself have said, there are no random Easter eggs. And yet, in the source code leading up to the release of FNAF 4, 87 was everywhere. All of the art and stuff was like hinting at 87 being a key date.
You could say it's a red herring.
And Skip just knocked over something, like he did a jump scare. Skip is outside the room doing a jump scare and knocking over all sorts of things because he's the best cat. Active is the politically correct way to say it.
Fun, active cat.
Yes, he's just all over. He's like, please pay attention to me. Stop talking about fictional animatronics and, you know. But Scott, seriously though, you know, like, you say that there are no random Easter eggs, but then you release a game that supposedly takes place in 1983, as we conclude, as you yourself kind of...
I'm gonna go ahead and just say that it definitely does.
And yeah, I think we all agree at this point that FNAF 4 takes place in 1983, yet all of the pre-promo teaser imagery, materials, hints were hinting at 87 and bite of 87.
But you know, like that, I think that's not like, I wouldn't categorize it the same way as like, he's not gonna put like a picture of him and his family like, like that's like...
Yeah, is this how Scott and his family poses?
Well, I'm just saying like, this is like a fun... Like,
Mr. and Mrs. Cawthon right here? Am I, wait, Mr. and Miss, I give myself the female, God.
I'll take it.
I mean, you know, I did talk yesterday about how I was dressing in my mom's clothing, which out of context sounds a lot worse.
Why were you doing that?
It's a long story from yesterday's stream. There was a reason. There was a reason. It wasn't a creepy reason.
Right.
It was for a play, okay? It was a play in middle school.
A justifiable reason why you wear your mom's clothes. Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what. I've done it too.
Okay.
I was a hippie for Halloween like 3 years in a row.
Right? Sometimes you need to borrow your parents' clothing.
Yeah.
And sometimes a woman's clothing just fits the character better.
Yeah, that's true. I was in a production of Sugar in high school.
Okay, so anyway, FNAF and Scott Cawthon.
What were we just talking about?
You were talking about the Easter eggs.
Oh,
we were talking about the Easter eggs.
What I'm saying is that 87 business, to me, that's like him like setting you up for a roast. Like,
Yep.
Like that.
He's setting you up so he can knock you down.
Well, I'm not saying he's trying to like get you. I'm
Yeah,
just
of
saying,
course.
Like, it's like it was a red herring, I think, to prep people for believing that was going to be the bite of 87.
Yep.
As sort of like a tactic to obscure the fact that actually
it was actually this other event that happened earlier in the franchise's history.
And by doing that, he made us think about it in that way.
Okay.
But like I'm saying, like if there's no Easter eggs in the game, right? The picture of him and his family in the hallway, if that's actually what it is,
yeah,
right? Like
they've also crashed ScottGames.com or something.
Oh,
it's down, right?
It's down. He's probably updating it again. He's probably like, oh, they talked about these things. Let's update it again.
Yeah. So basically, like
we're crashing literally every internet thing that exists right now.
Like, if those pictures in the game are actually of him,
yeah,
as it seems maybe is the case.
Yes.
I forget who was saying it.
Yeah, there you go, honey.
I think Dawko was onto something about you know, if it's a picture of him and it's his voice as the phone guy, like. That's the type of stuff that, like, if you're trying to solve the game and there's no information in the game that's not intentional, that's the type of stuff that you really need to be looking out for.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think that's interesting.
Random theory. Child from FNAF 4, same-sex couple, phone guy and purple guy are both his parents. Yeah, they're both his dads.
Maybe that's why he's a purple guy.
Maybe maybe that or maybe purple guy and pink. I don't know. We're throwing. You know what? We're throwing out stuff because why not?
I mean, okay.
Because there is evidence for both. Anyway.
Everybody said he was holding a phone. There's a purple phone in the dang house.
There is the purple phone in the house.
Purple phone.
Right. So now you're just mixing it. You're mixing it up,
but
right?
Like that's the kind of stuff that you got to really think about. Like
it is.
I want to know. I want to get a statement from Scott about all the information that's in every game, and like, is there Easter eggs, or is there information that you've since moved past, like that dude getting arrested, which wrecks almost every theory.
The dude getting arrested makes it really hard. The quote unquote missing children's incident from the very first game makes it really hard. Steph wants to say something.
From Twitter. At Maya Susi. Spotted an interesting comment in the chat.
Okay.
With Scott's avatar, says Scott Cawthon, is the person who posted it. Yeah, right.
Maybe.
There was a comment that said, you know,
from Scott Coffin, a comment in the live stream
Would you guys all
feed.
like
Talking-
a single grain of salt? To
Yeah, let's take some salt. Take your salt.
in the discussion about Purple Guy and Phone Guy.
Yes.
And how they relate and how all of that relates to FNAF World. Just the comment, they will tie in. Likely, no one will see this comment, unfortunately.
They will tie. So they will tie into FNAF World, Phone Guy and Purple Guy.
Presumably.
I mean, if Scott Coffin is indeed
that kind of stuff makes me want to rip the logs of like the entire chat and
see like who.
Just do a search for Scott Coffin.
I mean, again though, it's one of those things that like there has been so many fake accounts around Scott.
I know.
So.
I wish I could click on that name and go to the...
But you heard it here first. If this is indeed the case, you heard it here first.
Actually, Maya Susi.
Maya Susi.
Well, Maya Susi read it here first. You heard it. You heard it.
You heard
auditorially heard it here first from us, with the help of Maya Susi, saying that, you know, Phone Guy, Purple Guy seem to tie in somehow into FNAF. FNAF World, which is cool. World of War FNAF, right?
Yeah, but look, if people can get possessed, that's magic. Let's get to the bottom.
Do you believe in magic?
Like in real life?
In a young girl's heart, Alex.
I do believe in it in a young girl's heart, but I don't know if I believe
in real life.
I don't know if I'm like, yeah, magic's real and ghosts are real.
This has gotten serious.
Yeah, that's a.
I'm sorry you're so jaded, my friend.
I'm not jaded. I'm a scientist. You know how I am.
Okay, here we go. So since you guys have submitted so many questions, we're going to try to wrap things up by kind of speeding through a lot of it. Because at this point, we've answered, like, between the first stream, between today, with all the hiccups, between our own thinking.
Videos that you've released on the channel.
Across all the videos, across all of Razzbowski, Dawko, Ryan and Rye, and Smike's videos. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here, let's do some lightning round.
All right.
Patrick, at Isaiah Hood.
Okay.
Is Isaiah Hood, yeah, I guess so. Why did Phone Guy in 3 say Springlock Failure was at a sister location? Where is he at? And Mangle, where is Mangle at?
Mangle, where's when? Where?
So wait, why did Phone Guy in FNAF 3 say there was a Springlock Failure at a sister location? That's question 1.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay, hold up.
Dawko.
Hot off the presses.
Dawko, at Dawko's game.
Okay, this is from Dawko, coming in through Twitter.
Hold on. At Dawko's game, Scott has just
This is
told
literally
me a clue
insane.
about FNAF 4 and wants me to reveal it in the live stream.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what is it?
Alright, what is it?
What is
Dawko.
It?
I don't know.
Dawko wants Scott, because here's the thing, I have never spoken with Scott.
Never
Alex
once.
has never spoken with Scott.
Unless he's so good at disguises, you guys.
It does crash the live stream, apparently.
So right, so Scott has never talked to either of us. Razzbowski and Dawko are the ones who have.
I would love.
Do you want to try to dial him in?
Okay, we're gonna try to. Steph, do you want to try to dial him in, or should I?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, Steph's gonna try to dial.
I don't have his information.
You don't? I will try. Steph does not have his information. I will try to dial Dawko in. Hopefully, as we've learned, apparently the 6 video feeds that were coming in, even though it's not 6, it was all just through like one Skype thing. But like whatever. Apparently that was crash. So hopefully this doesn't crash. But wait here. There's going to be a big reveal from Dawko.
Here we go.
Hopefully.
I'm just going to go through some questions in the meantime.
Sure.
What was the question? Why did he say it was in a sister location? Because it was. It was at a sister location to the one that you are getting the tapes for. Mm-hmm. The tapes were recorded for a location different than the one that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 takes place at, according to me.
My computer is being goofy right now.
Or did he create? Where is he at? He's at the one from Five Nights 4, which is a new one. In the timeline, a new location that we only first heard about in Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
The other, and then the next question there is about Mangle.
Where's Mangle?
Where's Mangle? The interesting, and we talked about this briefly during the last live stream. If you missed it, I don't blame you. That one was up for not that long. But basically, Mangle, it's interesting. If you actually look at the timeline of events, Mangle doesn't appear to be a toy animatronic. If you very carefully parse through the details that Scott has included in the Phone Guy's phone calls across all the different nights. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Oh my gosh.
Well,
what is this?
I don't know if this is the one, but this has been like a 20 people have tweeted it. Yeah.
20 people have tweeted this in the FNAF 4
We're
minigame.
getting it from Bradley Filtron.
This is from at Bradders.
This
at
was actually on the site?
is this on the site at Bradley
We got
Finton
this screenshot.
Fitton 12. So clearly this is something that a lot of people have screenshotted off of Scott Games.
In the FNAF 4 minigame, why would the tiny toy Chica be missing her beak?
In the FNAF 4
This is some esoteric.
this is insane. Okay, in the FNAF 4 minigame.
Okay.
Okay.
The tiny toy Chica appears in.
Here, hold up. I'm still trying to call up Dawko real quick. Let me call up Dawko.
Are we talking about?
We're talking about the
referring
FNAF.
to, like Atari graphics toy, like next to the headless Foxy. There's a beakless Chica.
Is there a beakless Chica
Is that what
in?
you're saying?
I would have. I need
that
to
what
go
you
back and.
Yeah, I need to.
I mean, yeah. Can you pull it up on? Let's. This is actually pretty cool. Like, I have to admit,
the fact that
Scott,
that
this is awesome.
actually going on now is exciting to me.
Right? For those of you who have stuck on this long, well done on you. Congratulations. Hopefully this like crazy, insanity of like new clues being revealed as we talk is worth all the technical hiccups that have been going on. Here, I'm calling up Dawko now.
Trying to get a picture of the toys in the room, but it's tough for me.
Dawko, I'm dialing you in. Stephanie, will you pull out, like, if you can find some imagery? Whoa, hey friend, that's loud.
Slamming for it on my phone.
If you can find some imagery from, here we go. Here's Dawko.
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Man.
Hopefully you're not crashing the live stream.
Well, it's not the toy. It's not the plush.
Am I good?
You, I mean,
You look awesome.
yeah, you look good.
Great.
Let's see, Jason, you should crop out the top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, at this
I'll
point.
get into it.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
There you go. There, it's too late. and the damage is done. Live streaming.
White bar?
What?
It was the.
No,
it was just using
it's fine.
It's all good.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
like a white bar.
I'll just change my identity for like the 15th time.
It's all good.
Sorry.
So anyway, Dawko, we saw your tweet, and so first off, sorry to you and the rest of the guys about how all this has been happening. Apparently, from as it seems. So anyway, before you crash the stream, like you have been in talks with Scott while this whole thing has been going on, correct?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about talk to us about what has been going on in your neck of the woods while we've been rambling incessantly.
Okay, so completely out of nowhere, Scott emailed me saying clue, and he said, Dawko, I want to ask you something. Food for thought on this live stream or a future live stream. During the minigames in FNAF 4, why would the tiny toy Chica be missing her beak? And then Scott updated the website to the text like you saw.
Right.
And he's got rid of it now. So he saw that you saw it.
It's insane.
Oh my god.
So okay. So first off, Steph, are you going to be able to find or guys online via Twitter #GTLive? If you can find this screenshot of Toy Chica without her beak, let us know. Oh, we have
Yeah.
maybe
Oh yeah, that.
maybe from Stephanie.
Just Mrs. Beak, yeah. Me and the boys have been looking at the image of it's the girl in the park with the swing set.
Yeah, so for those of you who have watched, just to give everyone the update, for those of you who have watched a lot of playthroughs of this, a lot of playthroughs of FNAF 4 actually miss this screen, which is, it's, so you, in the FNAF 4 minigames, you leave the Fredbear Family Diner, the Fredbear Pizzeria, you go down a screen, you see the laughing boy next to the sewer, you go over a screen and you're presented with a fence, and it just seems like a one-way alleyway to the end of the road. But what people miss is if you go up from that fenced-in screen, you end up in a playground. And on that playground, you see a little girl in a pink shirt and a red bow in her hair, and she's surrounded by what appears to be the toy equivalents of the toy animatronics. Stephanie, this is from this photo is from Ms. Redacted, at Ms. Redacted, who is showing exactly the screen.
We're gonna try and get somebody linked us like a rip
Really
of
high
an
res.
asset. So
Oh, a really high-res asset? Okay.
yeah, so I
So
just
switch back to them.
I tweeted it at you.
Cool.
Okay, so that is apparently the Chica that is being talked about. This tiny toy Chica who is missing her beak.
Yeah, it clearly is missing the beak, and
Yeah.
I can't believe that I missed that.
Yeah,
I mean-
me too. We all did.
But like,
It's
what?
such a
Like,
tiny
what? But
detail.
at the same time,
It's such a tiny
why
de-
would it be missing its beak?
Okay, Jason, let's...
FNAF 2, that toy Chica loses her beak.
It's true.
So I don't know whether that's connected.
It's true. Like, so this is a thing that
This is literally... Can I just say how literally insane... Like, I'm really excited. Like, this is...
we broke it open again.
No, I mean, Scott has broken it open
Well, but I
for
mean-
us.
but I mean,
He's
like-
like, hey guys, look at the thing that you missed.
Yeah.
Oh, and oh my gosh, and even in the asset, you see Chica's beak lying on the ground. There, right there. Which is a reference to FNAF 2.
Toy Chica.
Toy Chica, who is, who, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dawko, now that you're here, we can also, have your input on this. Alex, you too. But Toy Chica has her beak when she starts the nights. But once she starts moving, that's when she loses her beak. Am I correct in saying that?
I believe so.
Dawko, can you confirm or?
Hold on, I'm sorry. Scott's done another question. Oh God, he said, what he's seeing in shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child. Silence.
Confucius say.
What is seen in the shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child.
Yes, that's exactly what he said. We did gone from Toy Chica to the shadows.
Right? Like there's all this stuff that's just been thrown.
Okay, let's stick with Toy Chica for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
To me,
yeah.
the reason that this is significant is the same, another problem that has been puzzling me this whole time, which is that in the sister's room, there is a toy Mangle.
correct.
And combining that with the fact that there's like a G.I. Joe, like real beak removing action version of Toy Chica here sitting next to this girl, it seems to imply that the animatronics from Five Nights 2 exist in this time.
Yes, that is correct. So yeah,
So what does that mean?
1983.
Right.
Right. So all the and this was something that we had talked about in our research. It didn't make it into the final episode just because I didn't want to focus so
talked
much on
about
the
Mangle.
timeline.
We definitely did not talk about this Chica. Yeah.
Well, no, but in my own, on my whiteboard out there when I had the whole thing filled up, I'm like, all the animatronics have to exist here simply because of this screenshot. The one of the girl surrounded by the little toys of the toy animatronics.
Right.
Yeah, and they're definitely toys because she says, "Don't you like my toy collection?" So we know that they are toy animatronics, like the figures of the toys, if that makes sense.
Here's okay. This is
Let's see.
we're talking we're just talking through this in real time. Again, you guys, GT Live in the chat, whatever, toss your ideas and how you interpret these clues our way. We'll address them. Stephanie's gonna be on there. Right? My mind is just twisted all up in knots. Here's a weird. This is weird. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things that immediately jumps to my mind. Is it possible? Again, this is completely off the wall. Is it possible that FNAF 2 didn't actually happen?
And it was just, yeah, I know what you mean.
Is it possible?
What?
Yeah, no, is it possible that FNAF 2, the main game of FNAF 2, putting on the mask, the animatronics sliding across the screen, jumping out, all that stuff. Is it possible that all similar to FNAF 4, which takes place inside the mind of a child, is it possible that FNAF 2 also took place in the mind of a child? Maybe, again, this tortured boy who sees Chica without her beak, who sees the toy animatronics, who sees Mangle in pieces in a separate room in his home. Is that a possible... I don't... again, this is me theorizing out of the blue, just toss... But my mind... When I hear... Or when I see Chica without her beak, and I hear Scott saying, what exists in the mind of what you see in the shadows, what could be, is FNAF 2 just this hypothetical situation that this child has like conceived? And I hate going to the like, because one of the things that we strive for on Game Theorists is when we create theories, not resorting to like, it's a coma, it's a second dimension. You know, I mean, sometimes it's warranted. Like our Pokemon theory about the second, the multiverse, that was very warranted. Here, and here in FNAF 4, I think it's also warranted. The dream.
Maybe they're unrelated though. Maybe because that's a huge pill to swallow.
It is a huge pill, and it completely upends.
Rick's like the kid would have to have knowledge of things that like no child. Like, why would he know even about like how paychecks work?
But I mean, sure, maybe. But again, also think about the element of putting on a mask. You have a child maybe putting on a mask, or you have the brother who has shown himself to regularly put on a mask. Again, this is without having any time to really think through this stuff. My mind immediately jumps to their. Dawko is.
I'm sorry.
I love Dawko's revelations. He's like,
It's a big one.
What is it?
He said.
Oh, this is still from Scott?
Is this email?
No, apparently it's from the website.
All right.
It said 4 games, 1 story. I'm getting.
It's all the.
So, hold on. Yeah, he said 4 games, 1 story. That's what he said on the website. 4 games, 1 story.
I mean, we were assuming that it was kind of one story. I mean, is this Cat Pat animatronic? Okay, wait. There is a Cat Pat. Sorry. The bigger news. There is a Cat Pat animatronic that one of you has drawn. Mickey.
Steph's got the.
Sorry, we'll get to the 4 games. Mickey Laird Wilding.
Cyberpumpkin.
At Cyberpumpkin. Drew, during the stream, drew what looks to be like a Springtrap Cat Pat, which is incredible. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so you're amazing. Here we go. Scott Cawthon, have you thought of who the security guard is? And it's interesting because before all the technical difficulties, one of the things that I wanted to toss out to everyone, because it is one of the final biggest questions of the franchise, the security guards. What role do they play in all of this, right? Because, we're very familiar at this point with the names of Mike Schmidt and Jeremy Fitzgerald and Fritz
Cat.
Fritz Smith, thank you. Fritz Smith, the nameless person from FNAF 3.
Yeah.
The nameless guard from FNAF 3. Phone dude, phone guy. So Scott himself is throwing out, okay, so we have Beakless Chica. We have the shadows of, what children see in the shadows can be misinterpreted.
4 games, 1 story.
4 games, 1 story, and now who is the security guard? Okay, have you thought about who the security guard is? I mean, we have. I mean, we've tried
I've definitely, spent time thinking about who the security guard is. I've definitely spent time thinking about, like when I first saw the game, when I first saw Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Can I just say, this is nuts, by the way.
I can't believe that.
This is phenomenal. Thank you, Scott, for being a part of this, actually. Thank you. Right? This is incredible. I wish the other guys were able to be a part. Dawko, that's great, but, I'm sorry, you other,
It's too big of a risk at this point, guys. I'm so sorry. What am I talking about? Oh, when I first started, there's Cat Pat.
there's
That's great.
Catamatronic! Cat Patametronic! There it is.
When I first saw Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yes.
And I saw, I'm a kid who's walking through a house. He has toys that are messed up. Mangle is there. I that was the first thing I thought of was maybe it's some sort of I'm seeing I thought maybe it was in Scott's house.
Mm-hmm.
And the animatronics are the kids playing after playing Five Nights at Freddy's or something like that. But that's hard for me. That's almost like Dallas. You know what I mean? That's a Dallas quality twist ending of just like waking up and it being a dream almost.
So, to the question of the security guards, right? And Dawko, you can weigh in too. I know you're frantically doing research right now. To the question of the security, so like, let's focus on the question of the security guards. And again, you guys let us know your thoughts using the hashtag GTLive, in the Twitter, in the comment feed, anything. But when you think about the security guards, we know a couple things. FNAF 4, 1983. We know that we have a paycheck from 1987.
Yeah.
And we know that there's another one that questionably is from 1993, maybe. That's from FNAF 1. We know that we have a guy. It might be the same guy going through multiple names. Mike Schmidt, Jeremy Fitzgerald, and Fritz Smith. Do we think so? If Scott is saying 4 games, 1 story,
Yeah.
are we assuming? You know, and this is a theory that I that crossed my head at one point, but I never really revisited or got back to. Is there a possibility that the brother from FNAF 4 could be all of those characters? Is there some likelihood that one of the characters that we're seeing in FNAF 4, I would assume it would have to be the brother. Is it possible that that is the same guy across all those games? Is it possible that all 4 games are different tellings of the same story?
Like horror, like the Hook Hand story, like retold a million times?
Yeah, like is there a possibility that it's, different kids are retelling the story in different ways? But then again, that gets, see, the 1983 and the 1987 dates stick with me, right? Because I feel like there has to be some progression of time. If this is, as Scott has alluded to during this live stream, if there is an element of, one story, you have 1983 as the first game, you have 1987 as the last game. There is an arc here. So we have to be following some character's progression through time. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, I need a minute to process all this. Honestly,
Yeah. I'm gonna have this is enough information to change.
This, it changes. Like, there are so many different ways to interpret and take this. Steph, anyone on the comments? What do you think on Twitter? Give us your theory. What does any of this mean? Dawko, what are you thinking?
I just want to say, before I say anything, if you're getting anything from the comment section from someone called Scott, Scott's just emailed me saying, let them know that I am not commenting in the stream. Anyone who comments on the stream is fake.
Okay, there you go. So Scott, the the little grain of salt that we took earlier.
It was really, yeah.
It was more of a nice tablespoon of salt. So there, just to clarify on the internet, because the internet takes any news it can and runs with it.
Right.
It is not 100% confirmed
That they are linked.
Well, let's make sure that we know what is linked. That FNAF World will be linked with Purple Guy and Phone Guy.
Not confirmed.
That was said by an imposter account in the comments.
Yeah.
So don't believe it. It still might be true. Maybe Scott will do that, but
It's not confirmed.
it is not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. Scott has not addressed
Here's an
it.
interesting thought from Red Gamer Warrior.
Okay, Red Gamer Warrior says.
He's also just Gamer Warrior 66 on Twitter.
Okay.
What if the kid thought Purple Guy was stuffing people in suits when he was just helping him get into them?
So we're thinking that maybe.
Maybe the reason we see that, if we're gonna go with this, maybe an entire game is just an imaginary scenario created by a little boy.
Yes.
Which makes me feel like I'm going to the Star Child in 2001: Space Odyssey, but we'll move past that. If the reason we see that scene, if we catch him putting the head on that dude, is because that's the inciting moment that teaches this kid, this scary purple dude in the shadows puts frickin' people into suits.
Think about it. FNAF 2, we see a birthday party.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in FNAF 4, we are at a birthday party.
Yeah.
In FNAF 1, where this is me as Dawko, that's you as the puppet. That's incredible. But Alex just pulled up your puppet picture. That's amazing. Okay, so FNAF 2, we're at a birthday party. In FNAF 4, we see the birthday party. FNAF 1, we're at a decrepit pizzeria, and we're the...
But
Wait.
The thing is about that place is that it's just covered in cobwebs everywhere, and it's just a stay, you know.
The shadow puppets.
Wait, so the security desk
The shadow
is in weird places. The security desk in the first game is actually in a security room, what looks to be a security booth in the back.
In the second one, you're in like a main chamber of the.
Yeah, in FNAF 2, you're in the middle of, you're out in the open, which is weird, and we all recognize that it was weird. We're like, there's no doors, you're out in the middle, that's strange. You know, it seems like you're just outside of like a party room. In FNAF 3, but okay, and FNAF 3 is weird. Like, then how does FNAF 3 fit into this? Like,
Well, FNAF 3. One story, 3 games, 4 games. Like
I mean, we've been trying to make it one story. Like,
I think that there's something to the theory that we were talking about Golden Freddy, about the birthday party that we see in 3 of the dead kid, like a good scenario version of the birthday party where the kid gets bit. I think that's a significant thing. This is something we're talking about. I can't even remember if it's in the video anymore. That's where I'm at with this. But we were talking about how we were discussing the merits of it being the puppet and it being Golden Freddy.
Correct.
And if the kid is the puppet, it's this doesn't work. But if the kid is the Golden Freddy, if the kid and Golden Freddy are the same thing, the fact that the puppet makes the party happen, because that's the only other place you see kids in animatronic masks, right? If that narrative of them moving on is related to that kid finally having a good birthday party, then we can connect the dots of this thing, and it really works in a sort of kind of sappy poetic way of because remember we can say what we want about Scott, planning this out beforehand and, criticizing his storytelling, which I think is pointless at this point. We're in it at this point. We need to, start believing that we're actually researching something that's real, or what are we doing? But,
well, we totally are. I mean, we totally are.
Right. The party, the mission of the game being, putting these souls to rest and, letting them move on and leave their masks behind has significance, if that's the case. But, that's the kind of stuff where it's why would the kid imagine that? Why would a kid imagine in the future there's a restaurant? I'm not ready to say that everything didn't happen.
No, sure, and I think that's trust me, I'm not ready to say anything at this point either. But I think who is the security guard? That is, or have you thought about who the security guard is? That's an interesting question.
What security guard?
I mean,
a lot of the shadows that's being referenced, just to pull in the chat, a lot of people are thinking about the shadows that you see in FNAF 4.
Yes, this is something
the silhouettes of the people in the suits that he's really afraid of, but might be misinterpreting.
So maybe there aren't ghosts. Maybe the security guard is the kid recovered, and maybe the kid is okay. Maybe the kid is maybe there's not a Shadow Bonnie and a Shadow Freddy. Maybe those shadows are actually just flashbacks from when he was a kid and he got bit by this animatronic. And actually you see when you, this is something I don't know if we even talked about, but those shadows that you see in FNAF 4 in that one room clearly are actual shadows.
They are actual shadows, yes.
Of the 2 animatronics that are standing on stage.
Yes, that is 100% correct. Again, that was one detail that that we had to cut from the final script just due to time and focus of the script.
Right.
But you can the thing that confirms it, and because there was speculation about that, the thing that confirms it is that not only do you see the shadows of the Golden Freddy suit and the Golden Bonnie suit, but you also see the slight shadow of the stage that they're standing on.
So for me, if that kid doesn't die, which is hard for me to swallow at this point because there's actually a flatlining sound effect in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the brother. Who knows? Maybe the brother's just scarred for life. Who knows? And that's why he thinks better. But maybe the ghosts aren't ghosts at all. Maybe because he got bit by a Golden Freddy. And so the one that's really scary and in your face all the time, it's a Golden Freddy. So maybe there's something there. Like maybe you weren't far off in your first episode when you said that it was a guy like maybe,
who's dealing with like his
maybe,
mental demons.
Yeah, and like reliving it over and over. But maybe it's not like maybe that's how he got the job. Maybe he got it.
Oh, so
Dawko, coming in with the revelation.
What you're saying is that the boy child
Yeah.
survived the bite.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 here, when the puppet gives life to the animatronics. When it tries to give life to the last child, Golden Freddy pops up, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem a coincidence? Because that would make sense. If he survived, he can't make him an animatronic. Because he survived it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But But the problem is now, if the kid lives, there's no way that he's the puppet. There's no way that he's the Golden Freddy. But it does bring back the idea that all the ghosts that he's seeing are nothing but hallucinations. And that's a problem because what are the animatronics even haunted?
Wait, okay, so real quick, because this is also something that I think is very important.
Copycat killers?
No, not copycat killers. Stop with the copycat. I will. No, I think one of the things that has always bothered me, one of the details that has always, like, I've wanted to come up with, like, what it is and why it matters, is the quote of "It's me," which appears in FNAF 1 and FNAF 2, and it's always associated with, well, it's associated in FNAF 1. It's associated with Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy starts freaking out. You start seeing "It's me." Posters start appearing on the wall. That's when all the crazy stuff happens. FNAF 2. "It's me" appears at the very end, or at the end of one of the nights. You're scrolling back and forth in the Freddy suit. Puppet is looking at you. It glitches out, and it says "It's me" in the corner.
Yeah.
I've always.
The only time we see "It's me" is in the FNAF 1 location.
What's that?
If the FNAF 2 sequences when the puppet follows you, you see "It's me" on the top left.
Correct.
That's supposedly the FNAF 1 location. Right?
Correct. Yes, that is correct.
The only time we see "It's me" is at that location. Nowhere else, if I'm right, we'd never see "It's me" apart from the FNAF 1 location.
Yeah, you are entirely right.
So that must mean something.
And so one of the things that I've always like, and in my very, very, very first theory about it, I'm like, oh, "It's me" is the victim that the killer took on, right? Like that is one of the victims that the killer killed, and now he's being haunted by him, and like you said, being kind of possessed in this purgatory. Now all of a sudden we know Golden Freddy, a Golden Freddy suit, has severely injured, maybe killed, because now apparently that's back in question, has severely injured and or killed a child in front of his brother, who helped shove his brother into that mouth.
Right.
The security, that seems to me like the brother in FNAF 1, the brother from FNAF 4 could be the security guard from the first FNAF. Because now all of a sudden you have him being Golden Freddy is starting to haunt him with the words "It's me." "It's me" is his brother, the brother that he helped to kill.
He believes that maybe he believes that his brother is in the suit, or that his brother's spirit haunts the suit. Okay.
So I don't, and honestly, like the thing is, I don't know if we're going to be able to reach a definitive,
If there is a definitive answer, we will reach it.
Oh, certainly. With all of these new clues revealed, this gives us a lot to chew on before FNAF World comes out. Which Scott, Dawko, and you probably know, you being like total besties with Scott, like we're just G-chatting right now, Scott and I, leaving us, out in the cold. It's fine.
I feel cold, Scott.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wrap your arms around me.
wrap us in your loving embrace.
Imagine if we were you and your wife. Would you do that to us?
What?
You treat us like you treat your.
I don't know what you're saying anymore. So
I've been in my own imagination for like 5.5 minutes just now thinking these clues.
So FNAF World. Just so you guys know, I think Scott said he's having a hard time. Like he wanted it to be ready for Halloween. That was like the big Halloween thing. But in his Steam post, I believe was the latest update that I've seen on it, that he's gonna try to get at least a demo out or some sort of demo level. Is that correct, Dawko? You can verify that. Pull up the Steam post real quick.
Yeah, I'll get it up.
Thanks, buddy. I'm afraid to touch my computer just in case anything. Like we are on unstable ground.
Another thing I just want to bring up again,
Okay.
just to remind everybody about it.
Pink guy?
No.
Okay.
In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there's like interstitials of like these weird in the animatronic segments. Do we remember those?
We've just where have you been?
Oh yeah, I know.
No. The ones where like it's like a puppet mad dogging you in FNAF 1. But you're in the Freddy on the stage and the puppet.
That's in FNAF 2. Yeah, I know. We just talked about that.
No.
When I was talking about it, where have you been?
What do you mean? I've been in my own mind.
Okay, well then welcome back to the real world. We already talked about it.
Sort of.
I mentioned about how It's Me appears in the corner when the puppet is like following you around.
Right, but like what? How could that be? How could that be the same? How could that person have that memory?
Is it a memory? That's always the. Here's the other thing, and not to belabor the points, not to linger on all of this too long. The other thing you have to remember is that whoever is the security guard in FNAF 3 has to have been present in some capacity at all of the other locations.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he is having the phantom animatronics, the hallucinations he's having.
That aren't physically present.
That aren't physically present are of Balloon Boy, are of Mangle, are of all these characters, creatures, creations that have appeared in past iterations of the franchise.
He always comes back.
Yeah.
He does.
That's the
tagline. He comes back. He always does.
Yeah.
We assumed that was Purple Guy, because Purple Guy appears in the Springtrap suit. Could it be the security guard always coming back? He always does.
But then who's in the spring suit? Like who is
No,
that?
the spring suit is Purple Guy.
Right, but like
That is definitive.
What?
Don't even throw it. We have so few answers. That's like one of the things we know for sure. We see it happen, man. We see it happen.
If stuff is in question as to whether or not it's real, like what are we seeing? Like what is that vision even about?
Okay, here we go. Going from.
I think this is Scott. I think this is Steam.
I don't think we can believe.
Yeah.
I don't think we can believe. I mean, okay.
Stuff flying around all
There again, going back to all the fake accounts, there's just so that way people know.
Unfortunately, we have to acknowledge things that may possibly be correct.
Right.
It said there's another, like, let's just.
Yeah, again, prepare your grain of salt, Dawko. Dawko, grain of salt for you, sir.
Pass it to the screen.
Passing, take your grain of salt. Here we go. So, according to Scott Cawthon, what a delicious piece of salt. Apparently, you play as what? Sorry, do you have the tweet?
It says Purple Guy's behind the desk, but in which game?
Purple Guy is this is on Steam. Purple Guy is the man behind the desk, but in which game? That is, according to Scott Cawthon, salt. Salt.
And here's what I'll say. It can't, there's no game where it could be the Purple Guy.
Oh, there's totally a game where it could be the Purple Guy.
Two is the only game.
Correct. 2 is the game. No. Why couldn't it be 1?
I mean, I guess it could be 1 also.
Let's all take a nice cool sip of water there. Right? It's like oh my god. Cause okay.
If the
we're all like,
look, if the animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 exist in 1983 from Five Nights at Freddy's 4, that means that location could be open concurrently.
Well, okay, and again,
and that means that Purple Guy couldn't be there because he's at the other one. But he was wearing a security badge. And he always has been.
No, in FNAF 4, Purple Guy is wearing a name tag. In FNAF 2, he's wearing a badge. That could be me just reading too much into the graphics.
Yeah.
But there is a. I mean, again, no. Everyone's laughing at me for reading. No, Steph agrees with me. She's just like laughing at the sheer absurdity of all of this.
One is
I love it.
Shield shaped and one is rectangular shaped.
Correct. Which, and again, Scott puts things in for a reason. And by the time, like, say what you will, by FNAF 4. Things are being put in for a very deliberate reason.
Yeah, and you know what? It's another thing that we kind of like left out of FNAF 2.
Technician, security badge.
Yeah. Another thing that we left out of the FNAF 2, I think it was the FNAF 2 script, had to do with when there was a badge on the man.
What? Sorry. Sorry, I was distracted. Because we're getting the live. Just so you know, as we're talking to Dawko and stuff, like we're getting live feed.
Yeah, we're doing like
behind the camera.
MacBook camera warp stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, maturity.
FNAF 2. Part of the original evidence that I was laying out, because again, I described a theory that involved 2 murderers in FNAF 2.
You did. Are you going back to the 2 killer theory?
No, not necessarily about 2 killers, but there are times in the game when he's wearing a badge.
Yes.
And there are times in the game when he's not.
Yeah.
And that
yes.
And that's that means like if he's an employee of Five Nights or of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza all those times, that means that he had at 3 different times 3 different jobs.
Yes. Interesting.
What was he doing when Foxy found all the dead kids? Where was he at? What was he doing there?
Where you be at?
What location is that?
Real quick, this is something that, sorry, I'll let you say something real quick in a minute, Dawko, but real quick, this is something that Steph and I briefly toyed with when we were writing our FNAF 4 mega theory, trying to like tie up because each time I start these episodes, I literally start from scratch and say like, okay, what do we know? It's painful. It is literally painful.
We are willing to rewrite our own selves each time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because, you know, again, each new detail just unearths everything. And one of the things that we briefly toyed with was that it's almost like a split timeline and not like, because...
Like, if this happens this, if this happens
Well, not even that, but that there are 2... So, the definition of a sister location actually means another company owned by the same parent company.
Right.
So if Fazbear Entertainment is the umbrella or parent company, you can have Fredbear Family Diner the golden restaurants existing at the same time as the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria chain.
And honestly, if you think about it, characters often mean that they're like legacy characters made modern.
Right. So sure.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that we didn't address it because now all of a sudden the timeline gets really complicated. Absolutely. But you can have both Fredbear Family Diner and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza existing at the same time. So that way, when Phone Guy in FNAF 2 is like, someone used one of the yellow suits in the other sister location, that could have happened in Fredbear Family Diner,
yes.
or vice versa, right? So like that could be. Maybe FNAF 2 takes place in Fredbear Family Diner with the birthday party, all that stuff, toy animatronics, whatever, and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. We threw it out because that complicated things a lot. I mean, already the timeline is really tough to get a hold of, but now all of a sudden, now you're dealing with 2 things simultaneously and trying to map those out. That being said, from the sound of it, maybe there is more legitimacy to that than any of us have been.
Multiple purple guys, multiple locations, multiple.
Not necessarily multiple. I challenge the multiple purple guys.
I have a problem with that because of the arrest. That's what drives me crazy.
The arrest, I think, is
the purple guy the killer? Is that what we're like 100% yes? Because I feel like that's 100% yes.
So yeah, okay, I think we're starting to deviate. So I think right now it probably makes sense to start wrapping things up because we're going around in circles. I think what we need to do is sit down, like take all the clues that Scott, thank you again for being such an active participant in this. Take all the clues that Scott has given us during this live stream.
Think about it.
And think about it. Reevaluate, look at, under these new revelations, and again, you heard it here first, you heard it thanks to everyone on Twitter, thanks to Dawko, thanks to all the other theorists. Beakless Chica appearing in FNAF 4, in the events of FNAF 4.
Shadows.
A child can misinterpret shadows.
What's in the shadows?
Yeah, what is in the shadows. You have the idea, Scott has said himself, 4 games, 1 story,
right.
Which, yeah, I thought we were crafting 1 story, but maybe, maybe not. The question of who is the security guard is one that has come up. Again, this was off of Steam, and again, that might not have been actual Scott, right? Like,
just wanted to say that it wasn't him.
Oh, it was.
Sorry.
Salt all around. Salt, so much salt. I am dehydrated from all the salt. Okay, so.
I need a drink.
Right?
I need a drink and a slow boat ride.
A slow boat ride.
That's what I need.
So according to there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to process.
The chat would like you to also address the cupcake at some point.
The chat what do you want about the cupcake? Smike has talked enough about the cupcake, okay? 10 facts about the cupcake. The cupcake. We could. The cupcake is Chica's thing.
Animatronic because it's an imagination station. There you go.
All right, so the things that we know for sure are from Scott are the following. All of the changes that have happened onto the website, teasing FNAF World, Balloon Boy, Balloon Girl, all those things shifting around, great, awesome, new colors, phenomenal. We have a whole slate of cast of characters, awesome. FNAF World's coming out, demo's coming out soon. We know from Scott, because it was on his website, in FNAF 4, why would Chica not have a beak? That is coming from Scott's website. That is a question that he directly posed to us to answer as a clue to all of this. Anything else from your end, Dawko, that you said about the shadows, correct? That was from Scott himself.
That was on the site for a moment as well.
Yeah, that was on the site. The only clue what Scott said to me was the Chica beak.
Okay,
That's the only one.
Chica beak, and on the site was the shadows?
The
or no?
shadows.
Yeah,
on
the
the
shadows
site, and the
being
4 games,
in
1
the
story.
child's mind.
Okay.
Overinterpreted.
Okay, so misinterpreting or overinterpreting shadows. That's from. Okay, so
I
there.
have a screen cap of it, but my phone died.
Okay, that's fine. I think we've all died at some point. The stream itself has died no less than 4 times.
Multiple times.
So I think we gotta cut it there. Guys, thank you for sticking through all of the technical errors. It seems like thankfully we were able to get it stable at the end. We had 26,000 plus concurrents throughout the stream, which is insane. Having you guys theorize with us live, throwing us clues, throwing us screenshots. And I say this at the end of the FNAF 4 video, but the beauty of these games, and what Scott has been able to create, and not to get sappy here, but is this thriving community, being able to hook up with 7 other people on the same live stream when the internet allows for it, or within reason, for a couple minutes at a time to theorize about these games, to have 26,000 of you, this'll, I think altogether, this'll probably have around 300,000 views for the last 2 hours. All of us together theorizing at the same time. It's more than 300,000. That's insane.
It's crazy.
The TV shows don't get 300,000 views in the hour that they're on air. True TV is 80,000, so haha, suck on that, True TV. You've been thrown down. FNAF ain't got,
Watch out, they're gonna DDoS.
True TV was trolling us the whole time. Curse you, True TV. You should have stayed Court TV.
Watch Court TV all the time.
Right? Court TV was great. Cold case files, etc.
Let me back my...
Anyway, okay. So, but as I was saying, the amazing thing about this is the ability to have this hugely thriving community talking about it, and say what you will about the games, whether or not you like them, there is no denying that these games have had a huge impact on gaming, on the way that we consume lore about these things, the way that we discuss games.
Kids.
Yeah.
Just kid culture right now is inundated.
Well, we are old people. We are old by internet years. Old people discussing. So it's young. It's uniting young and old theorists, let's players. This game has truly just it is a phenomenon. You know,
We'll remember this for a long time.
right? Like it's wild because a month ago I spoke at a gaming convention at a convention for like people who develop games, and I'm like, how many of you have heard of or played Five Nights at Freddy's? Only like a third of them have, and this is literally me on the panel. I'm like, you are bad at your jobs because you do not know. Because this game and this franchise,
Finding what's going on.
that and Twitch Plays Pokemon are some of the biggest earth-shattering things in the way that we consume gaming. And so thank you, Scott, for creating this. Thank you for being such an active participant. Thank you to Dawko on screen right now, as well as Razzbowski, Ryan from 8-Bit Gaming, and Smike. Please. You know, I'm sorry that you guys had to drop off early, that we had to drop you off early just because of the stream issues. So please do me a favor, do them a solid, follow all the guys on Twitter.
All those videos.
Yeah, all of this. You know, all your videos to discuss, all of that. Please follow them on Twitter. Their links are in the description below. Alex, thank you for driving all the way up to middle of nowhere to hang out on the stream couch. And thank you, sir. And thank you all for sticking through all of the technical difficulties. We have so many more clues to work with, so much more in anticipation of FNAF World.
I thought I was done. I thought I was out.
Just when you thought you were out, it keeps sucking you back in. I look forward to the day that we solve this. And Scott's like, tip of the cap to you guys.
Yeah.
You have done it.
The suitcase opens and it's just like our dead bodies in there.
Inside the suitcase is us. We are the I did put Markiplier in the suitcase at the last episode. So thank you guys for spending your Friday night with me. I was planning on going to see a movie, but that ain't happening anymore because this went on long. So, but it was worth it spending it with you guys, with you.
Fun stuff.
So there you go. I'll see it tomorrow, maybe.
Black Mass comes out in theaters tonight. Go see it.
Really? I was hoping for Scorched Trials myself, but you know.
Yeah,
but anyway, so guys, that is it. Wait. Oh, sorry. And finally, the next stream will be Monday at 4:00 p.m. Pacific time. What we're doing, we're figuring it out. It'll be amazing, though. It'll be awesome. There'll be a fun guest. So 4:00 p.m. Pacific time, Monday. That's the next GT Live. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for helping us try to solve Five Nights at Freddy's, solve stream issues, and remember, that's just a stream, a live stream. This has been insane. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I gotta say goodbye to people. Here. Can I see people in the chat? This is my thing. I say goodbye to people. Here we go. Bye. Good night, gentlemen. The dork plays. Adios. Bye, sir. Lizzie does stuff. Bye. Love you. Oh, thanks. Best stream. Yeah, thank you, Lizzie. Cool Guy Gaming. Is that Scott Cawthon? No, it isn't. Kevin Meja. Bye. David Chow. Bye. Bye. eSource. Gotta go. I gotta go too. Jazz Spartan. Bye. Bye, Jazz Spartan. Cheese. Dodo. Sad. Okay, I'm sad too. Dawson Baker. Bye. Bye. Dylan Stoll. See ya, Matt. See ya.